There's a benefit that pays £3,500 a year, throws in a free TV license, cuts your council tax right down to the bone. And nearly 1 million people who qualify for it, they won't touch it. Not because they're lazy, not because it's hard. They turn down thousands of pounds on purpose. And honestly, the reason why is one of the saddest things I've come across. Stay with me, and by the end you'll know if it's you. Right down to the sentence you say when you pick up that phone. Now, let me tell you what this is, because the name tells you nothing. It's called pension credit. Grey, forgettable sort of name for what's really a promise. See, this country made a deal a long time ago. However thin your pension determined, you would not be left below a certain line. And pension credit is the money that holds you to that line. And yet, £3 billion of it goes unclaimed. Every year. 3 billion, sitting in the treasury that should be in pensioners' pockets. So how does that happen? Comes down to 3 misunderstandings, and honestly, any one of them might be the exact thing that's been quietly stopping you. So let's take them apart, one at a time. Let me show you how quietly this happens. Right now, this is being watched by a woman in her 70s. Her husband handled the money their whole marriage, the pension, the bills, all of it. And when he passed, she kept the heating low. Frightened of the bills, you see. Now, what nobody ever sat her down and told her is that the day he died, her income dropped below that line, and she became owed almost £60 a week she isn't taking. That's £3,000 a year, while she sits there in a cold room. And she isn't invented, mind. She's thousands of real women, tonight, in that exact chair. And the only thing standing between her and that money? No letter ever came. So here's how it actually works. Government sets a line. Single person, it's £238 a week. A couple, £363. Now, add up what comes in each week. Your state pension, any little works pension. That's your income. And if it lands below the line, pension credit just tops you up to it. 200 a week coming in? They hand you the missing 38, every week, for the rest of your life. It's not a loan, not charity. It's the floor they promised you'd never fall through. But here's where most people trip up. Their first mistake. They take one look at their savings and count themselves out. And nearly always, they're wrong. Now, this is the big one. Stops more people than everything else put together. They say to me, I've got a few thousand put by, so I won't qualify. Wrong. Just wrong. Savings under £10,000? Ignored. Completely. Don't count at all. And even over 10,000. Look, it doesn't shut the door. Every 500 above just counts as £1 a week. That's it. So 12, 15,000 in the bank. Doors still open. Own your home. Still open. And here's the thing that gets me. If you've spent years assuming you've got too much to bother, you might have talked yourself out of thousands a year for nothing. That's mistake number 2. The third one's quieter, and it's the one that keeps proud people cold. I'll come to it. Might be the most important thing I say today. Now, before we go on, stay with me, because the biggest part is still coming, and it isn't the weekly money at all. It's what unlocks the moment you're on pension credit, and one of those things, on its own, can be worth more than the credit itself. I'll get to it in a few minutes, but right now, do one thing for me. If you've got a parent, a neighbour, an old friend counting the pennies, send them this. Now, before you forget, because they may have decided, years back, that they don't qualify, and they may be wrong by £3,500 a year. Could be the most useful thing you hand them all year. So, is it you? Right, 3 checks. 1. You've reached state pension age, 66. 2. You live in England, Scotland or Wales. 3. Your weekly income's near that line, under 238 single, under 363 as a couple. And mind you, a few things quietly push that line up in your favour. A disability, caring for someone, still paying rent or a mortgage. Which means even folk above the basic line often still get in. So here's my rule. If you're anywhere near these numbers, you do not work it out in your head. You do not decide you're over. You apply, and you let them do the sum. Because guessing? That's exactly how 800,000 people got it wrong. Now, the part I told you to wait for. Because pension credit isn't really a top-up at all. It's a key. The moment you're on it, even by a single pound a week, a locked door swings open. And behind it, a pile of help you could never get on its own. Your council tax, cut, sometimes to nothing. The winter fuel payment they took off most pensioners comes straight back. Money off your energy bill, the warm home discount. Help with NHS costs, glasses, dental, prescriptions. And if you're 75 or over, your TV license, free. That one alone? £170 a year. Add it all up, and honestly, the extras can be worth more than the pension credit that unlocked them. That's why even £1 matters, because it was never about £1. It's the key to the whole door. Right, so let's do it. Properly, step by step. So there's nothing left to be nervous about. Before you call, get 3 things on the table. Your national insurance number, that's on a payslip or a pension letter. Rough figures for your income, what your pension pays you, and a rough idea of any savings. And rough is fine, mind. You don't need it perfect. The number's free, 0800 99 1234. Write it down now. Best time to ring? First thing, around 9 in the morning, when the lines are quiet. And when they answer, you don't need clever words. You just say, "Hello, I'd like to check if I'm entitled to pension credit and apply if I am." That one sentence? That's the whole thing. From there, they ask the questions. They fill it all in. No form for you to fight with. 20 minutes, give or take. And look, if picking up that phone feels like a mountain, and for a lot of people it does, you do not have to do it alone. Ask a son, a daughter, a neighbor to sit with you, or let them make the call while you're right beside them. And the one thing most people forget, the moment you apply, say this: "I'd like to backdate it, please." They can pay you 3 months back from the day you ring. That's money already owed to you. Don't leave it sitting there. And now the third reason, the real one. It isn't the forms, and it isn't the phone. It's a feeling. And I hear it all the time. "I've worked my whole life. I'm not a beggar. That money's for people worse off than me." I want to answer that honestly, because it is keeping proud, decent people cold in their own homes. So hear me. You paid in. For 50 years, out of every wage packet, you paid for exactly this. This is not a handout. It is your own money coming back to you when it is finally your turn. Taking what you are owed is not charity, and leaving it behind helps nobody. It doesn't go to someone worse off, it goes back to the treasury. There is no dignity in being cold to prove a point. The dignity is in taking care of yourself, the way you spent your whole life taking care of everyone else. So, 3,500 a year on average, a free TV license, council tax cut, your heating back, all of it behind one free phone call, 20 minutes, a number that costs you nothing to ring. Nearly 800,000 people are owed this and haven't taken it, and I don't want you to be one of them out of pride or because someone once made you feel you shouldn't ask. So do 3 things. Check the line, make the call, or make it for someone you love who won't make it for themselves. Do it this week. Look after yourselves. You have earned the right to. Figures are the DWP's own for 2026/27 for England, Scotland and Wales. Northern Ireland runs its own version. What you'll get depends on your circumstances, so let them do the calculation. General information, not advice. The Pension Service and Citizens Advice will both help you for free.